Well, happening this weekend, a somber Sunday service, a memorial being held in Portland to honor lost pets.
It's called the Rainbow Bridge Remembrance Day, and it'll be held at the First Presbyterian Church on Southwest Alder Street. Joining us live with more is Veterinary Wellbeing Program Director with Dove Lewis, Deborah Lee. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, tell us about this service. How long has it been going on, and what are you trying to accomplish with this service?
Yeah, so the Service of Remembrance is an annual event that Dove Lewis has hosted for several years now. And one of the things that the service is really seeking to accomplish is, in acknowledging that deep and profound bond that families have with their beloved companions. One of the things that I think has been really shown, particularly throughout the pandemic, is that our pets are truly our family. They are so interwoven in our lives. And so, of course, when we have to say goodbye, it's a devastating loss. And what the service in particular seeks to do is really gather us together in community, in person, for the first time after a couple of years, to really have a space where we can get together to reflect, to remember, to honor, and to just heal. And remember those fond memories of our loved ones.
Yeah, we often talk about pets crossing the rainbow bridge when owners have to say goodbye, when they lose a pet. Is this part of a larger national Memorial Day, this Rainbow Bridge Remembrance Day?
Yeah, so the Rainbow Bridge Remembrance Day was actually founded specifically in honor of, exactly like you shared, those incredible relationships that we have with our loved ones. And it's a day that's particularly there to share those memories and to remember the wonderful lives that our companions have had.
Tell us about the optional tree ceremony.
Yeah, so in the service, we're going to have a remembrance tree ceremony. And what that is we'll be offering folks like little tags where they can write, maybe a memory of their companion, maybe simply their companion's name, or, maybe a message to their loved one. There's just a lot of power and healing that can come, I think, from writing and putting those words out. And at the service, at the end of the after speakers have had an opportunity to share, we'll have this ceremony where people will be able to hang one of those messages on a little tree that we have. And we will collect those, and they will just be a collection of, love and stories.
Well, Deborah, as you mentioned, pets really are, part of the family, a member of people's families. What have you seen with having these memorial services for people to be able to actually come to a place of worship and take this time for their pet? I would think that that would be incredibly healing for some folks.
Yeah, one of the things that's really powerful about this experience, is that oftentimes when families lose a beloved animal companion, they don't necessarily always receive the same level of support as they would for the loss of a loved human. Yet we know again that our pets are truly members of our family. And so just having the space and having that grief acknowledged and normalized is an incredibly powerful thing. At its root, I think grief is often a very isolating experience for people. And so there's also something really powerful about seeing others around you who understand what it's like to be on that journey of grief, to have loved so deeply and to have had to say goodbye.
Can people just show up to the ceremony, or do they have to register in advance? How does that work?
Yeah, so we have an optional registration that's available on our website. That's just to help us anticipate how many people may be joining us. But anybody is certainly welcome to attend. You don't have to have registered in advance. The service itself is non-denominational, and we're welcoming individuals to bring photos of their companion to place at the altar during the service.
Oh, that's a really, really nice way to stop and remember some very important members of the family. Deborah, thank you so much for joining us on AM Extra. I appreciate what you're doing this weekend.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, if you do want to attend, again, that memorial service happening this Sunday at the First Presbyterian Church on Southwest Alder. It's from 4 to 5 p.m. It is free. You can register in advance and bring pictures of your pets. We've got all the details on the AM Extra section of KOIN.com.